Hello, ladies. Welcome in. I am so happy to be with you today. Let's talk all about masculine energy. The number one mistake that I see when women begin their feminine energy journey is they try to get rid of all of their masculine energy. And what the key to your inner work journey will be is when you learn to strengthen your masculine energy and you learn to work with it, you learn to trust it. Your feminine energy will be next level. It will be so strong. You will feel so at ease and so at peace. And this makes you really, really radiant in your feminine energy. So I want to help you get there today, help you heal your relationship with masculine energy, and help you strengthen it so that you can glow in your feminine energy. Welcome, welcome, ladies. I'm so happy that you're here. All right. So, masculine energy, the way that I like to think of it is managing and moving. So, anytime that you are planning or in the energy of doing, masculine energy, it's going to keep you in your head. It's going to connect you to the logic. It's going to keep you thinking. It's going to keep you either stuck in the past or moving ahead in the future if your masculine energy is wounded. So this is why a lot of times when women come to me and we work one-on-one, they feel that they cannot connect to their body. Almost sometimes they feel numb. And what's going on is their masculine energy is moving so far ahead in the future or so far behind in the past that they can't actually feel the present moment. And in order to be in your feminine energy, you have to feel connected to your body. When you can connect to pleasure, when you can connect to how your body feels alive, that is when your feminine energy will turn on so easily. And so when you start your feminine energy journey, a lot of the things that might come up on the internet is how to get rid of your masculine energy, how to turn it off, how to only be in your feminine energy. If you are only in your feminine energy, it's not true feminine energy, because feminine energy without a support is like a blob on the ground. I love to use this analogy when I'm teaching of the egg. The feminine energy is the inside of the egg, where the masculine energy is the shell on the outside. If your shell is cracked, or if you have no shell at all, the egg will just lay flat on the ground. Then you can't even make a delicious recipe with the egg. You can't even hold it. You can't see it anymore. The feminine energy lays flat. There's no structure that's holding it up. So even if you feel fully in your feminine energy, there's always a little bit of masculine energy that is holding you together. And I would argue that the more strong your masculine energy is, the stronger your feminine energy. The perfect example of this is when you are around a man who is so masculine and you're talking with him, you can just feel his energy. Notice how you become more soft. You feel your energy just kind of sits back and it relaxes and it feels so good. I was talking with one of my girlfriends and she said, Alexis, for the first time, I'm with a man where I feel like I'm just a girly girl. And she's always been a tomboy. We've always talked about this. And she goes, he just brings out my girly side. I'm liking the color pink now, and I've never done this before. And I think that's so beautiful to see because it's a surrender to masculine energy. But she has met this man because she has worked with her own masculine energy. She's learned to trust it and to heal it and strengthen it. And I just want every woman to have this because it feels so good. So why I bring that up is just to give you an example of how it feels to be around masculine energy. To know that your body truly has strong masculine energy, you will know because your feminine energy becomes softer. You feel that there's more of it. You just feel this natural ease. And also in this video, I want to help you get from being in the masculine to being in the feminine, how to go like this and do it. I think a lot of business owners struggle with this because we are in the masculine all day, working on the business, creating, and sometimes it's hard to turn the mind off. And I struggle with this when I go straight from work to hanging out with people afterwards. I cannot help but think about work at times. And so I've come up with a routine and done a lot of inner work to help me switch out of this mode. I also want to share that with you. Let's see. So how to know if your masculine energy is weaker right now, how to know if that shell maybe has some cracks in it or if you don't have a shell at all. You will see two extremes. Number one, you will be super hyper independent. You want to take care of everything. You don't trust men to lead. You don't like to be out of control. You don't like for other people to do for you. That is sign number one. It's full masculine energy, but in fact, your masculine energy is wounded because it doesn't know how to release, how to rest, how to sit back and let the feminine energy take over. And then the other side of that is no masculine energy at all. That shell has completely broken open. And how you will know that this is the case is because it's very hard to set boundaries. It's very hard to say no. It's very hard to speak your mind. And you don't feel that you have a sense of your purpose. You don't feel that you have a sense of direction. Anyone can come and their actions can impact your energy. You will know because you're very, very easily swayed by the outside circumstance. This is why masculine energy is so beautiful, because it helps you stay in a mode of peace, and it helps you become super solid, resistant to when triggers pop up. So this is why when I hear on the internet, people are like, how to get rid of your masculine energy? I'm like, no, no, no. This is the worst possible thing that you could ever do for the feminine. Let's see. So managing and moving is how I would think of masculine energy. And as you ladies know, I recently got a puppy, and it has put me in a lot of masculine energy. And so preparing for this video today, I was observing this situation and just thinking, how is it that I can be more in my masculine with him and I see how he responds, but then when I switch into my feminine with my dog, he responds differently. I think it's so beautiful. So what I mean by this is, I know a lot of moms will relate to me on this. I'm not a real mom, I'm just a dog mom, but I can understand a little bit, because when you have to be firm, when you have to be disciplined, and when you have to manage the schedule of another life outside of your own, that masculine energy is running very, very strongly. And he responds by following my orders, by being disciplined. He's such a good dog. I love him so much. And then at times when I'm done and I do that routine that I'm going to share with you, where I'm done with work, I'm done with my day, and then I kind of just enjoy the night, enjoy time with my friends, I switch into my feminine and he responds so differently. So last night I was more in my feminine. I had all of my girlfriends over and we were hanging out, and he was not listening to me as well when I was in the feminine. But it's because I had completely let go of the masculine and I wanted to play. How did this feel if I'm switching back and forth? And how can I find that perfect balance to prepare for this video? And so I think that ability to switch back and forth and to know how to still have the masculine when you are in the feminine, that is a perfect combination, because then you will receive respect. You will also receive a healthy relationship, and you won't have resentment. You won't have that feeling of, oh, why wasn't I speaking up for myself here? Or why did I let that slip? You can still be so connected to your body. You can still be so relaxed and in that mode of feeling good. But your masculine energy is on guard when she needs to create those boundaries. So I thought it was such a cool example seeing with my dog how switching back and forth, he responds differently. And this is how men are. It's how our friends are, our family members are. When we switch between the masculine and feminine and we strengthen both, they respond differently. This is why when you start doing your inner work journey, people will say, you're changing, or you didn't used to act like this. And I have to constantly remind my clients and students that is okay. Your parents, your siblings, your friends, your partner, they have known this version of you for years and years. When you start to do inner work and change your identity, it can be triggering to them because they're not used to that. But that is a beautiful thing, because you are allowed to grow. Imagine if you just stayed the same identity your whole life because you were afraid of triggering other people. We are on this planet to grow and to play with our identity and to try on different characters. So I want you to give yourself permission to fully do this inner work and apply it to the real world. Because as much as listening and taking notes and journaling will allow you to do deep inner work, when you actually take this and apply it and you practice it in relationships, that is a whole other level. That is where the true inner work begins. Okay, so before we get started on that inner work, let me check in with you ladies. Hello. My first time to catch a live session. Welcome, Elizabeth. Okay, welcome, welcome. Thank you so much, ladies. Okay, also, exciting announcements. Okay, I guess the first one is exciting. The second one is kind of sad. Not sad, but I'm just traveling for a little bit, so I won't be with you ladies. But next week, we are finally, we are launching the Feminine Glow website upgrade. My team and I have been working on this for months and months, and I shared a little bit about this with you on the last live stream. So the website, I want to give you a heads up, the website will be down for about 24 hours. So please log into the courses now, check your progress. take all of the information that you want to, because the website will be down July 2nd as I switch the domain to this new website platform. It is going to be so much better for you ladies. Better features, better and easier course navigation, more payment options. I really wanted to give the Feminine Glow an upgrade, and we're doing that. She's going to be completely leveled up come July 3rd, and I'm so excited for you to see. And also with this, we have a new app coming out. For the first time, we've built an app. It's so beautiful, and it's a place to connect with the Glow Girls. You can even DM each other now and connect deeper in the Glow Girls chat. You can do the courses through the app. You can book coaching, stay connected to announcements, everything. So I'm just so excited and so happy to share this with you ladies. That will be coming July 3rd. And just want to give you a heads up that the website will be down for about 24 hours. So please don't freak out if you go and log in thinking, where is it? And my assistant will be emailing you, all of you ladies who are in the courses, she's going to email you instructions for how to log into the new platform. So I'm so excited to have you for that. And then second announcement, next week, I probably won't have a video coming out because I'm going to be with my family. I'm going to travel and see them, have a little family reunion. It has been, I think since Christmas, I haven't seen my family. So I'm really excited to go and just take a break from this Dubai heat. So a heads up, next week I will not be here, but I have scheduled so many videos to come while I'm traveling. So I'll still be with you, of course. Okay, back to this video now. What I want you to journal, and I want to start with this because I want this to kind of be a seed that is planted as we talk about the rest of the inner work. Who was my first example of masculine energy? And what did they teach me? So you can journal this either now if you're watching the recording, if you want to do this before doing the rest of the inner work, but who was your first example of masculine energy? And for a lot of you, it's not going to be your dad. For a lot of you, it might be your mom. She might have taught you what masculine energy looked like. Let's say that you had a single mom. Let's say you were raised by your grandma. Let's say that maybe you weren't close with your family, but you had a family friend that helped raise you. Who did you first identify masculine energy with? I want you to just think about that. And how does it feel in your body when I ask you that question? Does it feel expansive? Does it feel tight? Does it feel heavy? Does it feel exciting, peaceful? What does it feel like in your body? The first part of this inner work for how to really strengthen and how to really heal your masculine energy, what you are going to begin doing in life is learning how to move out of problems quicker. If you take away anything from this video, please let it be this. Take this and run. It will change your masculine energy. When you have an unexpected event in your life come up, what you are going to do that will charge your masculine energy is learn how to go from being in the problem and from the chaos to solution mode. So an example of this is an extreme example, but I think the more extreme situations you can do this, the better your masculine energy will be. So I've told this story before, how this was last year. I was traveling back from the US here to Dubai, and I had a couple of stops, one of the stops being Qatar. I'm exhausted. This travel time is like 24 hours from my family's home back to my home. And I stopped to go and get some tea and to get some snacks from this cafe in the Qatar airport. And by the way, the Qatar airport, I think it's the most beautiful, the most luxurious airport in the whole world. I think Qatar and Singapore, they're right at the top. And so I'm taking my time in this airport, right? In my feminine, looking around, I'm just really enjoying it. And while I'm at this cafe, I set my phone down. And in the Middle East, countries like Qatar and the United Arab Emirates, it is so safe. People leave their cars running, they go to the grocery store, come back, and you don't have to worry about anyone stealing your stuff, anything like that. So my mindset, I'm very used to just leaving my stuff and going about. So I set my phone down, go and get my tea, my snacks, go immediately to the plane without my phone. I will never forget this day. I'm on the plane, we're about to take off, and I'm just really trying to be present, right? Not even on my phone, nothing. I'm looking through my bag and my heart sinks because I know my phone is not in there. It's like I know, but I'm not believing it. I'm searching through everything. I'm like, no, 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 where is it? This can't be happening. And I tell the flight attendant, I say, I think my phone is back at the cafe. Do I have time to run and get it? She goes, you don't have time, but it's no worries. We'll just have someone send it on the next plane to Dubai. We have like 4 flights a day that go. And so I think, you know what? Okay, I'll just release control. I'll just stay at the airport and get my phone later. Long story short, I don't end up getting my phone. 3 days have passed. All I have with me is my laptop. I'm emailing the Qatar airport. I'm emailing the airline. Where is my phone? Please, I really, really need it. I'm also teaching a course at this time. I think I was teaching magnetically polarizing, and I'm thinking, how can I be present and teach this course? I don't have my phone. A lot of my notes are on my phone and just the stress, everything. And so what the airport was emailing me is, we have your phone, it's in lost and found, but we won't be able to send it for 30 to 90 days. I'm thinking, okay, these 3 days were some of the most stressful 3 days of my life. Also, I don't know how to navigate Dubai without my maps. I was like printing maps off from my computer. It was crazy. I remember waking up and feeling I have a choice right now. Either I can continue to email with this team and try to get them to send my phone quicker and stay stuck in this problem, or I can solve it. Book a flight back to Qatar and go and get my phone. I chose the second option. I had like 30 seconds to decide because I really believe God woke me up so early this morning. It was 6 a.m. I'm thinking, okay, let me just go and see if there's any flights. There's a flight for 7:20 a.m. I immediately book within those 30 seconds. I'm like, I'm just going to solve this problem. Masculine energy, thank you for taking over. I fly to Qatar. Qatar, it's like flying from Vegas to California, 45 minutes to an hour. It's super quick, super, super cheap. And so I go to the airport, I get my phone. I've never been more happy to hold my phone in my life. And so why I bring this example up is because what that taught me is charging your masculine energy and letting it lead you when you are in the middle of a problem will bring your feminine energy back to life. Those 3 days, I felt I was so limited with my creation. I definitely could not connect to feeling pleasure and play and peace within my body. I needed my masculine energy to solve that problem and to move forward. Where a lot of us get stuck is we stay in this problem. Well, what if we do this? What if this works out? Let me just sit and wait. That sitting and waiting is the same energy of procrastination. Our body hates it because it's giving us pain, but it disguises itself as pleasure. No, the problem will just solve itself. No, everything will just work out in my favor. God will just work everything out for me. Yes, God works things out, but He also provides resources and paths that He wants us to go on to solve the problem. When you can use your masculine energy to move yourself out of that problem, your feminine energy will come back to life. And the more that you know how to do this, the stronger your feminine energy will be, because you don't drain your feminine energy by sitting and wasting that time and wasting energy. I was reading a book and it was called How to Stop Worrying and How to Start Living, one of the best books I've ever read in my life. I think the author was Dale Carnegie. And he says that what great leaders do really well is when they're in a problem, immediately they will find a solution. Immediately they will go, okay, I have either option A or option B. But the only way that your masculine energy will allow you to do that is if your feminine energy releases control and accepts that the problem has happened, accepts that the solution might suck, but it needs to be done. When they work together like that, it's amazing because both assist each other in moving forward. The feminine gives the masculine energy permission to move. And when the masculine energy moves, it gives the feminine energy permission to charge back up and to come alive. After I got my phone, immediately my feminine energy came back to life. I went out, I explored Qatar for the whole day. I didn't have a flight back till 6 p.m. I went out, I tried restaurants, I went shopping a little bit. I just felt like I could play so much. And if you see my Instagram, I have this reel. It's the one where I'm wearing the blue dress and there's all of the different colored houses. That was the day that I lost my phone. I was literally just running around in the city and having so much fun because that problem was solved thanks to my masculine energy. The more that you can do this, especially in extreme examples, move out of the problem quicker, that will quantum leap your feminine energy to come back out and to have some fun. Because if you are stuck in the mode of frozen from that problem, your feminine energy will hide. Okay, so that's number one. Learn to move into problem solving quicker. And let me check the chat. So, any thoughts, any questions that are coming up for you, ladies? Hello from the UK. Hey, girl. Good morning. I know you're just waking up over there. Hello from Sydney. Hello, beautiful. I'm going back to the journal prompt that I had asked. How does masculine energy feel, or how does it feel in your body when you think of your first masculine energy role model? I'm seeing chaotic. It doesn't feel the best. Control. Yep. Because sadly, a lot of masculine energy today is wounded. And how that shows up in men is they are either feminine men or they are toxic masculine men. They're so controlling, they're so insecure, they're so disrespectful. I am careful to say this, but I think of the red pill community. The way that this group of men degrades and disrespects and talks about women, it's toxic masculine energy. Their own masculine energy is wounded. And probably their own feminine energy is wounded, which is why they don't feel safe to be a real man, to be in a healthy masculine energy relationship with themselves. And so they attract women who are that match, who are also in the wounded feminine. All they see is wounded feminine energy. And so they mask it as all women are trash or women are the enemy. So please don't be scared off by the red pill community. I think that I've been getting a lot of questions. Can I speak on certain people that are talking about polygamy, all this stuff? I don't even want to bring it up because the internet makes something seem like it's the majority when it's not. That's the one dangerous side of the internet, is it makes it seem that, like, for example, I was having this conversation with my grandpa and I said, Grandpa, do you think the world is more dangerous today than it was 100 years ago? And he said, no, the danger is just talked about more. And so anything that you are seeing when it comes to wounded masculine men, it doesn't mean that more men are cheating today, more men are disrespectful and toxic today. The internet just makes it seem like it's more common. But that's actually not what's common unless those are your beliefs. That will be the reality that you experience. It's so important also when we're talking about healing your masculine energy to have healthy masculine energy role models, to make sure that you clear your social media feed, that you clear your television, your media of wounded masculine men, so that that doesn't make it normal for your belief system, so that that doesn't make it normal for your reality. I have 2 other videos that I've linked in the description for you where I've talked about healing masculine energy and inner work around that. I highly recommend watching those videos along with this one, because in one of them, I talk a lot about how having healthy masculine energy role models will heal your masculine energy. It will rewire the neural pathways in your mind to say, we're not looking for men that treat us poorly anymore because that's not normal for us. What we see is this healthy masculine man, this healthy role model that rewires those pathways so that that is only what your brain will scan for. What I think is so fascinating about our beliefs is we only see through the lens of our beliefs. And so if our beliefs say all men are trash, all men are bad, all of the good men we will not see. They will literally come into our vision and our brain will cross them out because it thinks that if we are with a healthy man, that's dangerous for us. Our brain says this man is dangerous for us because it doesn't match our belief. It sends a red flag. If this doesn't match our belief, we don't know how to work with this. That is why inner work, it is so key. Your belief system will determine your life. It will determine what you experience. Yep. Rewiring. If I could give one inner work tip for how to rewire your brain, let me think what I would say. Okay, here's what I would start doing. This is something so easy and so effective with rewiring your beliefs. When the old belief comes up or the belief that you don't want to claim anymore, literally imagine that you are catching it, like your hand is wrapping around that neurotransmitter in your mind. You're catching it and going, change. Tell your brain, change. And you replace that with a new belief. So, for example, when let's say that a man is not texting you back, and your brain goes, we're about to be abandoned. He's about to leave us, because that's all you experienced growing up. You catch that and say, change. He's living his life. He has a full and complete life. He's not on his phone right now. Doesn't mean that he's ignoring me. In fact, good for him. I love a man that has a full and complete life, because I also have a full and complete life. And I can't deal with a man that's always on top of me, always messaging me, always trying to chase me and hunt me down. You start to almost become playful with those beliefs, and that is how you change it. I talk a lot about this in Master Your Feminine Energy, because your brain, what it believes, will determine how safe you feel in your feminine energy. A lot of women, they say, I didn't expect it to be so much about neuroscience and inner work. I thought it would be how to get men to chase you, how to dress more feminine. But true feminine energy, it starts from within. It starts from how your brain is operating so that you can change what you are experiencing. That's also why I think placing yourself in certain locations is so powerful, because what is normal here in Dubai, it's very different than what used to be normal for me in Las Vegas. For example, today, I have a timer set because I need to run pretty soon. Time flies with you ladies. I'm just checking. I have 16 minutes and then I have to run. One of my girlfriends, she goes, hey guys, do you want to go on a yacht and do some cryotherapy this Friday? It's like, sure, why not? In Vegas, what was normal for me on a Friday was maybe to go on the strip and go to a nice restaurant there, which I loved. But here, what's normal for my friend group is, one of my friends, she connects with yacht companies all the time, and she arranges these experiences where we can network with other business owners, do things like cryotherapy and ice baths. And I just never expected that this could be a normal Friday. And I'm really grateful because it has stretched my rubber band so much for what is possible. And so I think I know that placing yourself in certain locations, it will rewire your beliefs. The way that my friends talk about money, the way that they talk about their income and their business, it has made me think I need to step it up, because the way that they talk about the income that they make in a day, in a week, and just how easy it is for them, I love to hear it. I want that to be my normal, where old beliefs and old thought patterns about money aren't even a part of my brain system anymore. And so placing myself in a location like Dubai has allowed my mind to expand massively, has allowed my beliefs to change so much. Okay, so next part here is, so we talked a little bit about having that routine to shift from work mode to play mode. So a common question that I get is, as a business owner, how do I balance my masculine and feminine energy? This is how you do it. If you can have a routine that takes you out of work back into play mode, that will be everything for you. I teach this to my business owner students in Divine and Aligned. You need a routine, 5 minutes, 10 minutes, that feels so good, so alive for your body, that becomes a trigger for your body to make that switch. So an example, if let's say that you have a job and you drive home, what I would have you do is sit in your car for 5 minutes with a playlist that feels good for your inner child. So maybe it's the soundtrack from The Lion King. Maybe it's the Bridgerton soundtrack, something that isn't your usual listening to music, but you can sit there, you can sing, you can go crazy, you can shake your body, you can move in the car. Having that time will set a ritual for yourself to say, okay, we're done with work. When we sing and we play, it's signaling to our brain that now we get to be in the feminine energy. Now, when you pull into the garage and you're with your family, you're with your partner, now you're out of that work mode, because that routine has been ingrained in you to say, when we do this, it turns on our feminine energy. What my routine is, and it's so cute because Gus, my dog, knows this now. When I'm done with work for the day, I pull out my speaker. It's so cute. He knows that what I'm about to do, and he comes, he's like looking, sitting and waiting, and I just dance for 5 minutes. I put on Afrobeats music. Sometimes I'll put on a YouTube video, learn new dance moves, because when I can dance after work, what it signals to my brain now is we're out of work mode. It is something that I've had to really work on, is to not think about my business outside of my business day, because I will be cooking dinner sometimes and constantly thinking about new ideas and YouTube video ideas, responding to questions here and there. And it's not fair to the community if I don't have rest time, because actually in the rest time is when the creativity and when the life force is charged up, and that's what charges this business. So my routine is dancing for 5 minutes. My dog will dance with me. It's the cutest thing, but that is what gets me back into play mode. Okay. Yes. What? Yes, the routine advice is for me. Rebecca, I'm so happy to see you here, girl. And I'm so happy to hear that. And I would play around until you feel that the routine is right for you. You will know if it's right for you. Oh, Alexa, another YouTuber recommended you to me. You guys have blessed me in ways you don't understand, and I'm so happy to have true feminine women in my life. I just want to thank you so much. Thank you so much, girl. That makes my day, and I'm so happy that you're here. I love that. Ooh, okay. I really like this question. Do you think that aside from internal union between masculine and feminine, that a woman can experience the peak of her feminine without a man? I feel like your friend enhanced my man's presence. Okay, I think I'm missing that last part. Absolutely, yes. My highest feminine energy has been outside of a relationship. And it's when I was so aligned with my purpose. I was doing what was scary, but what was exciting, which was last year hosting the retreats. That was the highest feminine energy that I've ever felt, because part of me was so scared to host a retreat in a country that I've never been to before and actually be with you ladies one-on-one. I've only done that through Zoom before. And so having that experience, it was such a high for my feminine energy, because number one, I was in the purpose that God has given me to teach and to heal with feminine energy and with inner work, but also connecting with you ladies, that feminine energy exchange between us two, that I can't even put it into words. It felt so magical and so powerful. And you know how after, it's like going on a roller coaster. It's so scary when you're standing in line and you're about to do it. But then once you're on the roller coaster and it comes down, you're like, that felt so good. That's what true feminine energy will feel like, because you're pushing yourself outside of your belief system, outside of your limitations, and you're letting your heart lead. You're letting your intuition lead. And it's beautiful yet exciting. And it's also when you're so authentic to yourself. I think it's even easier to be in your feminine energy without a man sometimes, because you don't have anyone that your body is naturally mirroring. Our body loves to mirror people. We love to almost shapeshift sometimes to have certain chemistry or reactions with someone. When there's no one around you, it's just you by yourself, you connected to your authenticity, to your intuition. That is true feminine energy, because you're not being impacted by anyone. You're just so rooted in your body and what feels good for you. So absolutely, yes, it's possible to be at the peak of your feminine energy without a man. And I think that there's also such a beautiful feeling of feminine energy when you are with a partner. So yes to both. Okay. Let's see. So, I'm so sad. Okay, we have 9 minutes. Let me make this quick. So the third one, visualize your masculine and your feminine energy. I love this one so much. So if you ladies remember from my TikTok, after the Greece retreat, I had posted this video and I was just running around the villa and making content. And I made this video where it was to that song, I work all night, I work all day, I pay the bills I have to pay. That song, I did it where I put my hair in a bun and I was going like this. I was pretending to work. And then the next verse of that song says, "Ain't it sad?" And I let my hair down and I was in this robe, and what I put on the caption was, my masculine energy will give my feminine energy the soft life. Whatever she wants, my masculine will give it to her. And what I was trying to demonstrate in that video was, when I can visualize my masculine energy side of me, it allows me to connect to it stronger. And I can also see when it's working and when my feminine energy is on. So I feel like I'm not explaining this the best that I can. So you know how in movies, how sometimes they'll have like an angel here and then another little animation here? Imagine that your masculine and feminine energy sits on your shoulders like this sometimes. When you are doing things, let's say that you are asking your boss for a raise, what I want you to do is visualize that your masculine energy. I really wish that I knew how to use AI better, because I would totally make a video of like this masculine and feminine energy animation talking. Imagine your masculine energy is saying, "Yes, you deserve that raise. Ask for what you want. You're a powerful woman." Literally visualize that that side of yourself is speaking to you, because it's easier to do it. Every single woman has masculine and feminine energy. Even if you feel like you are so disconnected to it, you have it. The more that you can see it and feel it and allow it to speak to you, the stronger it will become. I know that this can sound so cheesy, but that's often where the easiest inner work comes in. So also with your feminine energy, when you feel that it's so hard to release control and to stop chasing and to just fully surrender, imagine your feminine energy is whispering to you, "Let it go. If it's for us, it'll come. Let's just focus on surrendering and feeling good in our body. We're really craving to bake some brownies today. Let's go do that. We're really craving to jump in the ocean. Let's go do that." The more that you can recognize the voices, the more that you will know how to respond and how to follow those voices. That is where the balance of masculine and feminine will come in, because they will speak to you at different times. And the more that you do it, the better the timing will be, the more appropriate the timing will be. Something else that I like to do is when it's hard for me, like in my luteal phase, when it's hard to sit down and like do the admin work for my business, I will visualize my masculine saying, "All right, we're going to get to work," so that our feminine can be spoiled later, so that we can watch our Netflix show, or we can take time cooking, or we can go out with our friends. We're going to get up, we're going to go and work, we're going to go and read that book, we're going to go and work on this project so that we can reward our feminine later. I almost think of it like two different energies working in my body. Oh, this is the cutest thing. Rebecca, girl, I love you. My masculine is dating my feminine and he treats her like a queen. This might be one of my favorite comments I have ever seen in my life. Oh my gosh, I love it. I love it. I love it. Love you. I love you, ladies. Thank you. Thank you. Hello, my love. So happy to be here. I'm happy to have you, girl. Okay. Any retreats coming up? Not this year. I have another project that I'm working on this year, but hopefully next year. I am craving another one in person. I love this community. I love you guys so much. That's why I'm really excited to release the app, because we have the Glow Girls chat, but right now it's a little bit hard to access, and some women in other countries outside of the US and Europe cannot access the app. So I wanted to make it accessible for everyone so that you can meet each other and meet up if you're in the same city and just share your inner work. Okay, let's get through this last one. Not get through, get to. Which one is it? Okay, let's actually do this one. Start asking for what you want. So remember when I was talking about the masculine energy on your shoulder, if you are in the office of your boss asking for a raise, I want you to practice grounding yourself, like planting your feet in the ground, knowing that it is okay for you to ask for what you want, and giving your voice, giving your energy power when you do it. Studies show that men ask for raises twice as much as women do. And most of the time when they ask, they receive it. I think we as women have a problem asking for what we want because a lot of us are trying to push our masculine energy down and come across as pleasing. This is why I make so much content about how to get rid of the nice girl mask, how to let the good girl go, because the good girl is always thinking about how can I please other people? How can I make the energy of this environment feel good for everyone? No, when it feels good for you because your own internal environment feels good, naturally other people will feel good. Notice how when you're around someone who is very nervous or very awkward, you start to feel internally nervous and awkward. When you ooze confidence and power, other people love that. So when you ask for what you want, it is you practicing this confidence and power with your masculine energy, and people love to mirror that back. In fact, your boss, when they can feel your masculine energy strengthening and asking for what you want, he's more likely to come into his masculine energy, problem-solving mode. Yeah, how can we increase the budget to make this happen? And I'm just using this example. I mean, asking for what you want in every area. Asking for what you want with the prices that you set for your business. Asking for what you want when you go to a restaurant and they make your food incorrect. Asking for what you want when you are in a conversation with a friend and maybe they make a joke about you and you say, that's not funny. You are treating people how to treat you when you let your masculine energy speak for you, when you let that masculine energy take charge and stand for what you want. And the more that you do that, the stronger your feminine energy will become because you feel that you can trust yourself. Your feminine energy can actually relax and surrender because she knows the masculine energy's got it. I don't have to stress and worry because the masculine energy is creating an environment for us that is protecting us, that feels safe, that has boundaries. I have a video coming up. I don't remember what I titled this video, but it's going to be, oh, I'm so sorry, ladies. I don't remember the name. I've created like 4 videos in the past 2 weeks so that when I'm traveling, you have content. But I believe I'm wearing an orange top or maybe like a pinkish, reddish top. I literally don't remember. Everything's blurring together. But anyways, I talk about knowing how precious the real estate of your mind is. And I'm not going to get into it now because the inner work that I put in there, it's going to be a whole guide and blueprint for you. But when you can learn how to create a fence to protect your mind, to protect your energy, that is also charging up your masculine energy. And the more that your masculine energy is charged, protecting yourself and honoring yourself, managing your life, managing your goals, moving you forward with what you want to do, with who you want to become. Now your feminine energy goes, okay, we see this movement, we can relax, we can be ourselves, we can be creative, we can come to life because we have this safe home with a fence to protect us. So we can glow, we don't have to dim ourselves down. And that is when your true authentic self will come out because she feels safe. Safety is the core need for feminine energy. And the stronger that your masculine energy is, the more your feminine energy will feel safe. And the more that she will lead your life, the more other people will feel that glow, the more that you will feel alive and excited and radiant. And I think it's so beautiful how that also connects to your masculine energy output, whether it's your job or your business. Because when you feel your life force energy is strong, you can ask for what you want in your business. You can decide what your income will look like. And everything just connects so much because when you're deciding, my timer, when you're deciding what your income looks like, when you're deciding what the possibilities of your life get to be like, now your feminine energy, she gives you stronger, more creative ideas to make that come alive. An example of this, out of college, I realized I don't want to be working for the rest of my life. I want to be able to travel, and I just don't want to have a 9 to 5 where I have a boss telling me when I can and can't take off work. I want to be able to wake up and it's so cheesy, but it was totally what I wrote in my journal. I want to be able to wake up and go and get an acai bowl on a Wednesday morning if I want. I just craved freedom. That's what I truly was craving. And I said, I'm going to be so passionate about creating a life and creating a business and living in the purpose that God has for me so that I can make this my reality. Now that is actually my reality. I get acai more days than just Wednesday, but it was something that my soul was craving, was just to do what I loved that felt good and in a mode of freedom. That's why I want you to charge your masculine energy and to strengthen it. because she will help you create a life where you can live your dream life. You can go to the beach on a Monday. You can travel when you want. You can have the relationship that you want. It's removing those limitations that the mind has set or what your previous version of masculine energy has taught you. So I'm going to wrap this up, ladies. Sadly, I have to run. I'm going to miss you so much. I don't think I'll be doing a live stream until end of July, maybe August. We'll see if I'm feeling spontaneous. I'm not even going to put limits on it. But always, ladies, thank you for being here and for your questions and your thoughts. And Rebecca, I'm still not over your comment. My masculine energy is dating my feminine energy and spoiling her. I love this. Love, love, love. So I hope that you love this inner work and let your masculine energy come to life. Do not be afraid of it. Play with it, have fun. Let your masculine energy create a life that is safe and stable so that your feminine energy can be supported and come alive. Thank you so much, ladies, for being here. I love you so much, and I cannot wait to see you in the next video. Bye, everybody. Thank you so much.